Okay, welcome. This presentation is called Shifting Paradigms. And I know that all of us are having these moments of the wow now. Like something shifts and you feel the light and you feel the flow and you feel the joy and the bliss. And then, and then boom, there's something that happens. And so today I'm going to speak to this phenomena that we're going to be going through, for the next year, maybe two. A lot to be done and practiced and shifted this year. And we're going to, put our little grubby fists on the steering wheel and we're going to steer our way through this. And so, the two paradigms I could just speak of off the cuff would be, the 3D paradigm that we pretty much are very, very accustomed to, and the 5D paradigm, which is there, it's present. But why can't we access it every single moment and be it and live it? Big question. Okay, let's get started on it. Okay, so I'm going to assume that all of us are 5D. Yep, let's just say I am a 5D being. Just say it. I am a 5D being. Well, but why do I feel kind of empty or overwhelmed or crazy or mad, angry, sad, whatever? Well, I'm calling them now 3D pullbacks. So 3D goes, reaches up and goes, not so fast, kook. And you're like, well, what's that all about? Yeah, what's that all about? So, what's going to pull us back? Well, conflict, whether it's conflict inside of you or conflict with your partner or family member or a conflict that goes beyond that, between friends or political parties, et cetera, or nations. I mean, think about it. Conflict is amongst us. So we have to deal with that. And that's pretty much in our face a lot, especially on the more global level right now. And we don't even know the conflicts are happening all over the world. The tribal and the rebel and the oligarch, and I mean, just all of that stuff is happening just across the planet in so many different ways. Corporations, buying. So we're going to have to just be great observers of that. It's going to be a challenge. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a challenge. Illness, illness can be, I have a stuffy nose today, or it can be something way more serious. And that's the pullback. And sometimes it's somebody else's illness, right? Someone that you love or is near and dear to you, they're ill and you have to take care of them, or their illness is affecting the whole family or the group, or whatever, in various different ways. Loss, you can lose a job or you can lose a parent. You can lose a friend or you can lose your mind. You can lose your awareness of the moment. So loss is a big one. It's really big. It can be someone else's loss, like what happened in LA and all of Southern California, San Diego, Ventura County, I mean, San Diego County, loss of trees and loss of animals and loss of homes and loss of people and commerce and livelihood. It's so big. It's so big. And it's a it's a global experience, regardless, or I should say, regardless of what is being put out there, about California, you know, we contribute so much to not only the US in terms of food and tech and all of that stuff, but to the world. So it's to be, the loss is to be respected and assisted in whatever way we can. And then there's work. And sometimes work means no work, less work, not enough work. And sometimes work is too much work, or work with people that aren't conscious, or work with bosses, or that aren't for the good of all. So work is one of those pullbacks. And it takes a lot of work to stay present at work. And sometimes it's just the customers, right? Some of us, I feel very fortunate to somehow been guided to do the work I'm doing, because the people are just so lovely. But I know a lot of people who struggle, and sometimes it's just not enough work. Breakdowns, I don't know about you, but 2024 was the year of breakdowns, to the point of almost being humorous, from gas lines to, tires to, houses, components, all that stuff. And breakdowns can happen inside of us, or things get so overwhelmed that we just crack. And there's no judgment on that. It's just something to recognize, like, oh my God, I'm getting pulled back to 3D. The other thing is rhetoric, all the rhetoric out there, all the opinions, and that often veer towards untruths. They veer towards untruths. And rhetoric can be mean, and rhetoric can be violent, and rhetoric can be threatening. And even though everybody in your sphere is compassionate and truth telling, it's out there. And that, just a glance at a headline, can pull you back to 3D, and, I want to do something, or that's not true, or, and we have to just watch that. And then what that creates is polarization. And so we tend in 3 to find ourselves kind of migrating over to one side or the other. Well, because don't you know? And they used to do this. And then, of course, there's this. So we have all these internal personal reasons to polarize. And we got to just keep noticing it and doing our best not to. And then there's the violence. There's so much violence. Oh, it just is heartbreaking. I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even know what to do and what to think about it, except that, for someone to be really violent, someone was violent to them, probably. So that's where we look for our moment of compassion for that, in addition to just, the victims. And then catastrophes. That's a big pullback, right? And some we feel more than others. Some hit home a little bit more than others. Some is like, it's one picture on the news, and some it's like massive overload. So these are all, we got to just recognize these beautiful people for what they are. And this too shall shift. I have it that there will be a different co-creation than this one. Now, the other part of this that's, I think, a little tougher is to follow the advice of this young woman. She's maybe a year or so older than me, and I was probably 22, 23. And I remember where I was sitting. I was sitting in this beautiful lawn in Montecito. I don't know what she and I were, I remember her first name. I don't know what we were doing there, but we're just sitting on this lawn. And she looked at me and she says, you know, unless you take 100% responsibility for everything that's happening in your life, you don't have 100% chance of shifting it. Wow. So all y'all, and this part of the all y'all, we're co-creating it. It's so hard to imagine how we're doing it. It really is. And having just lost my father and really having a lot of interchange with family, you know, all of a sudden that loss is pulling me into every aspect of my life. And it's pulling me into those things, the mistakes I made and the regrettables, we'll say, and the extreme learning situations. And why did I do that? And, you know, these pullbacks are part of the 3D paradigm that we participate in co-creating. So much I'll just take a moment and go, dang, okay, I'm gonna admit it. I'm co-creating all of this. It's a spec, but you know, I was out on my Friday, I call it my therapy ride up in the mountains. And this whole thing came back to me. And I heard it, take 100% responsibility for everything you're co-creating in your life. I said, okay, I'm going to. And I'm going to have to remind myself on a regular basis. So I'm glad we're getting to talk about it, right? Okay. So why can't you remain in 5D now? Now. So 5D now is this moment. The small now is time. The big now is 5D. And we just got challenges as I just went through all of that. So the reason is that things hit you. And I want to speak to how they hit you and where they hit you. So a lot of 3D will hit you in the gut. It just will. Solar plexus, blah, right there. And you'll have this icky feeling. And it will, you know, if you've been in a place leading with your heart in the flow and somebody comes along and says X, Y, and Z, or you read something, you feel it in the gut. And the gut is also where we register attachment. Why didn't that person call me back? How come I didn't get that job? You know, why hasn't, you know, so-and-so apologize, you know, whatever it is. The low back, you know, we're going to register it, sacral plexus. Adrenals, believe it or not, even though they're above the kidneys, it's a root chakra issue. It's a survival issue. Heart, you know, heart chakra, we think, oh, it's my heart. No, it's your immune system. And then any body part that's just showing up, it's either your auric field or your totality body. So you're going to register the next thing that is there for you to administer your spiritual hacks with and to. You're gonna register them in these 3D places. Yes, you can get a headache. And things can happen to, to the upper chakras, but you guys are working it. You really are. And so I know that these chakras are doing better than most. But I have some more more things to say about how to navigate. So I think some of you will remember about, maybe a month ago, I woke up and this voice said, tune in to yourself as a sine wave. I'm like, oh. And I liked that because a sine wave flows. You look at anything in 3D and you're going to perceive it as a bunch of particles manifesting. And they're only there because you're observing them. That's Schrodinger's cat. Go look it up. That's a big physics thing. This stuff is here because you're observing it. You're participating in its manifestation. If you tune into it as a sine wave, it gets a little more loosey-goosey. Now, the reason that sine wave is really showing up for me is because turned on its side, this symbol you see, that's Sibyllin, and that's my avatar. And if you haven't received your avatar, then we will have a special class and assign your avatar to you. There's 20 of them. If you can't make it happen yet, you can always go Christos, Buddha. Okay. Christos, Buddha, those are good go-tos. But each one of you have an individual 7th dimensional avatar possibility. And I'm getting the message, yeah, we have to start using those now. So here you are in that flow. One of the things you have to learn to do, in addition to going yes, 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 is you have to learn when to say no. So no, I'm not going to participate in that kind of talk anymore. No, I'm taking a break from headlines. No, I'm not going to go down that road with you, whatever it is. But learn the power of no as a pause and a no. No. Okay. This requires then that you attend to your shadow. So that's another thing, when you have a big loss, you start questioning. And you go, down the roads of your shadow. It's so powerful because everyone has a shadow paradigm, probably inherited from parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, etc. Sometimes we get whole paradigms shifted to us from, say, a religion. You must do this, you may never do that. And then it causes certain ways of behavior. But we all have to attend to our shadow. We can't just say, oh, I'm 5D now, I have no shadow. Not true. We all have a shadow. And some of it, maybe a lot of it, you've namaste'd and you've shifted and you regard it with honor, like, okay, yeah. And some of it may still have to be resolved. So in that process, then you have to honor your vehicle. So that means get enough sleep. Don't eat those foods like that. Just ask your body, what do you need? And honor it, because this is how we're living it out, people, is in our vehicles. Resist distractions. I'm sure we all have our favorite distractions. I have mine. Like, okay, I can't do anymore. So, yes, you may have a distraction for 5 minutes if you're doing a project and you just go, I just need a break. But distractions on end are a little tough. Okay. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Especially the inhale, especially the exhale. Those two things are important. And then in your flow, track attachment. And it could be attachment to a favorite food. That's okay to have favorite foods, but are you attached to it? You have to have it all the time. Those are two different vibrations, right? So track attachment. Now with that sine wave, as you begin to like play with that, like, oh, what would I look like as a sine wave? In other words, if you would tune into your vibration, is it up and down, or is it smooth, or is it peaceful? Tune in, just play with that. Okay. Play with the possibility. Flow 5D with your practices. Okay. So you're going to have sometimes in the day where it's going to be easy to do that. You go, I'm just going to say love, love, love. I'm going to say yes, 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 yes with the tap and get you back to the now. So, okay, you get yourself there and you're like, yes. But then a challenge occurs. And those challenges will mirror attachments to 3D. And then you go, okay, yeah, but now I'm trying on taking 100% responsibility for what is manifesting. I'm just going to try it on and see if that gives me an aha. And then when you see the aha, you go be present with that what is. Like, yeah, I was grumpy this morning, or I'm choosing this, or in some way, somehow, I'm responsible, co-participating, observing that big picture out there. And that is a little bit more, that one's a tough one. It's a tough one. And if we do it, and each one of us, it becomes a particle or a sine wave in that taking responsibility, and then we flow 5D, we're working it on the quantum. So when you be present with what is, emotions may arise, and it could be personal feelings or feelings with someone. The thing that I learned is you got to be really careful about your use. You say, well, I notice when you did that, I felt this, rather than you make me feel this. Taking 100% responsibility for what's rising up in you, super powerful. It's a challenge in and of itself. So when you're feeling those emotions, take a little break. Take a little walkabout. Go sit in your favorite chair, close your eyes for a moment. Go get on your bike and do a ride. Or find somewhere to sit in silence and release and breathe. Do a yoga pose, or do something that's, Pilates, anything, just to see if you can release and breathe. And sometimes, emotions, this is another thing I learned. You got to cry if you're sad. You got to shake if you're scared. And sometimes you have to pound the pillows. If you're really, 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 really mad, go pound the pillows. in the other room. Get it out. Don't let it live in your body. And that's helping your vehicle. Okay. That's just going to be a normal thing. And then go and look at your list of spiritual hacks and go, all right, I'm just going to go love, 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 love. And then shift back to 5D. Challenge could come in the next waveform. But what you're doing is you're programming in a paradigm, a process to go from 3D to 5D. And you're also creating a pathway so that 5D has a bridge. And that's what we did in our last meditation, didn't we? We created a bridge, or actually a crystalline 6D bridge was there for us. We'll get back to that today. But these are really, this has been a very big week because the day after I saw you last, my father passed. So reality has really, it's really showed me quite a bit of what we're about to do. Okay, so a few spiritual hacks, you know what they are. There's a list there. But, observe, in addition to that, observe 3D. Track, if you can, the in-between. And sometimes you really have to, it's hard to do that unless you're in a meditative state. But you see that kind of, I see it as an aqua flow. And I tracked it in the last week and I saw more light come in, which I think is a good thing. I saw more light go in. And I know that also some of the sicknesses going around, there's 4 really big things going around. One of them, of course, being COVID and RSV, being another. But some of that's originating in the in-between. So if you're not feeling well, get thee to the in-between. And that'll help you attend to your physical vehicle, intuit the ride through 3D. And so that's going to mean sometimes, there's a couple situations. I didn't consult my intuition. I got, it was there, it was knocking at my door, but I didn't want to disappoint people. So I went and did a couple things. Wasn't the right time to do it. Again, come back to breathe. Breathe. And then soften with kindness. Say thank you. Engage in gratitude. Be 5Ds for others. If you get it together, be 5Ds for others. And it may only last 5 minutes. It's okay. Sometimes it's just going to 5D, listening to someone and smiling, maybe nodding your head. Just be the 5D in the field. And then engaging in interconnectivity when you have the bandwidth. Yeah. And all of this, everybody, does take some bandwidth, doesn't it? It takes bandwidth. Okay. So, yeah, we're talking about riding the wave. So, activate your avatar frequencies. And these are all the symbols for our 20 avatars. And some of you are new, and I have these decks of cards that explain them. I believe I posted information about them, and I will try to send that out. Easy to access with either drawing the symbol or using their mudra. Using the mudra on each one of them has a very simple mantra and a little more complicated one. So Um, you'll hear me say Sri Na Ma Sa Te. That's Christos. Here's another really important thing. So it's all lower chakra, right? That you're getting pulled this way and that. Well, guess what? The I am divine feminine frequencies are actually were actually given to us in detail this time last year because they're meant to come up through the legs, root chakra, the gated divinity behind the root chakra, second chakra, solar plexus, and up to the heart. So you see, you see energy, you see love, that's the heart, you see power, that's the solar plexus, you see peace, that's a step out of survival, that's peace. Energy is what flows up through the body, and will is in women, is your sacral plexus. It's your will. Will is feminine. We always think of it as masculine, but it's feminine. So if you're feeling something in your different chakras, pull out these I am, divine feminine. It, you know, it's for us. It's just like all these years the divine masculine has been for us. It's come in so many different ways, so many different avatars. Here's the next gift. And there are many different possibilities that the creation of all of this might have some very deep roots in the feminine. Just saying, we've always put a male face on the frequency of God. But we don't know that. So these are ways to navigate as you ride the wave. Let's ride the wave together, beautiful people. And there is a beautiful wave that's pulling us up. It's an evolutionary wave. It's saying, yes, 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 yes. Nod your head. Know that when we collectively meet, we have much easier access. So let's all intend with our beautiful I am will to uplift each other. I'm thinking by the bootstraps. And love, 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 love. Avatar love. Be the one you love. Be as one. Fiercely engage as with resolve. grab 3D paradigm by the ears and say, I see you. Exhale out what isn't low. And feel the evolutionary waveform of love, 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 flowing through you and flowing you. Allow it to flow you. Okay, so we're flowing up now. We're moving our field up a notch. Feel your root chakras start to open, allowing in I am love. It's a gift from her. I am power. Feel that power surge through the root, right up to your sacral plexus. And then allow it to move to your solar plexus. Now, sometimes power resides in the sacral plexus for women, and sometimes it resides in the solar plexus for men. And it could be vice versa. See where it feels the most comfortable for you. I am power. And then shift to I am will. So will is the directive of power. Using your power for the good of all as directed by the I am will. And then letting that energy move out in all directions. I am energy. I am energy. And hereby align with the co-creative process of energy is neither created nor lost. It is utilized and transmuted and transformed. Finding then our I am love. And shifting that up behind the breastbone. I am love. And make it a what is. Make it a what is. And then finally, I am peace. And peace rectifies polarity, polarization, duality. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. And as this beautiful field that we are, we move that out now in the quantum, big time. Peace to climate. Peace to the minds and hearts of men, women, and children. Peace to the construct of domination and control. I am peace. The pathway. Hmm. And allow your heart now to find its I am peace for whatever is on your immediate list of 3D paradigm challenge. And know that we're going to do this together, beautiful beings. We're going to do it together. It's not all on you. Nope. We're going to shift as the field of the IC. And I know you're all in. I know you're all in. Okay, there we go. There we go. Blessed to be with you. Blessed to take this journey today with you on our journey of a lifetime. And I'm always hope and pray that this offering of what happens on Monday for us, just okay, it's going to bring up stuff. It's going to say, oh yes, and you ride that wave for a couple of days. And I'm hoping by Thursday or Friday, you're like, whoa, okay, that was big. Got it. And then we come back, but it's not a circle. It's a spiral because we go around and we come back and it's slightly nudged up, as you probably can tell. Namaste. Beautiful, beautiful day to you.